Hello class, welcome back. Today is a very exciting session because we are finally going to make sense of all those numbers we've been writing down. We're moving from the journal to the ledger. If you remember our last class, we learned how to record transactions in the journal. That's our diary. But today we learn how to organize that diary into something we can actually use to make business decisions. Let's get started. Now, I want you to look at this slide. This is the journal we know and love. It records everything chronologically, day by day. But there is a big problem here. Imagine the CEO busts into your office right now and asks, "Hey, how much cash do we have right this second?" If you only have the journal, you are in trouble. You'd have to start at the top of the page, add up every debit, subtract every credit, turn the page, do it again, doing math in the margins while the boss stares at you. It is slow, it is messy, and frankly, it is inefficient. We need a way to answer that question instantly. So, what is the solution? Look at the screen. On the left, you have the journal. It looks like a messy pile of mail, right? A rent bill mixed with a sales receipt, mixed with an electricity bill. It's chaos. Now, look to the right. We have specific mailboxes. One for cash, one for rent, one for sale. The process of taking that messy mail and putting it into the correct box is called posting. When we post to the ledger, we are simply sorting. We take all the cash transactions and throw them into the cash box. Once we do that, if the boss asks, "How much cash do we have?" we just look inside the box. Simple as that. Let's get a formal definition down. A ledger is a record that groups and summarizes transactions by account. Look at the funnel graphic on the slide. We pour all those mixed up journal entries into the funnel, and the ledger separates them. All the cash goes to the cash account, all the capital goes to the capital account. This format is what allows us to see the balance, or the final result of any specific item. In the classroom, we use a visual tool to represent the ledger. We call it the T account. Why? Well, just look at it. It looks like a giant letter T. Let's look at the anatomy of this T account. First, on the top, you have the account name. Second, the left side. This is always the debit side. Third, the right side. This is always the credit side. Now, pay attention to the column that says particulars. When you're filling this out, you do not write the name of the account you are in, you write the name of the other account involved. This tells us where the money came from or where it went. All right, pencils out. Let's look at a real scenario. Here's our story. The owner puts in 1,000 dirhams. Then we spend 200 on furniture and 100 on rent. On the left, you see the journal entries. We have a debit to cash, then a credit to cash, then another credit to cash. Now, look at the right. We have created 3 separate boxes, 3 separate T accounts: owner capital, furniture, and rent. We're going to take the numbers from the journal and post them into these specific accounts. But the most important one, and the trickiest one, is the cash account. Let's zoom in on that one specifically. Please focus on this slide. This is the cash account. This is where students usually get confused, so stay with me. First, we post the transactions. We got money from the owner, so we put 1,000 on the debit side. We paid for furniture, so we put 200 on the credit side. We paid for rent, so we put 100 on the credit side. Now, look at the cartoon. It's a tug of war. On the left side, we have 1,000. On the right side, we only have 300. Who's winning? The left side is winning. It's heavy. To balance this account, we need to make both sides equal. We write the total, 1,000, at the bottom of both sides. Now we ask, how much is missing from the lighter side? 1,000 minus 300 is 700. This 700 as balance CD, carried down. This is just a plug number to make the math work. Then, and this is key, we take that 700 and bring it back to the debit side for the next month, calling it balance BD, brought down. This tells us we have 700 dirhams left in our pocket. Now that we understand the logic, let's quickly balance the other accounts, referencing the top table. Look at the capital account. The owner gave $1,000. It's on the credit side. The debit side is empty, so the balance carried down is $1,000, and the balance brought down, the final answer, is $1,000 on the credit side. Referencing the bottom table. Now, the furniture account. We bought it for $200. That's a debit. The credit side is empty, so the balance brought down is $200 on the debit side. Simple, right? Same thing for rent. It's an expense. It sits on the debit side. We paid $100, so the final balance brought down is $100. In the real world, at the very end of the year, we usually clear out expense accounts like rent to calculate profit. But for today, for this exercise, we're just learning how to balance T accounts, so we treat it just like the others. So, we have done a lot of work. We moved numbers, we added, we subtracted, but we're humans. Humans make mistakes. How do we know we didn't accidentally write 100 instead of 1,000? How do we know our math is correct? We need a summary. We need to take the final balance brought down from every single account we just touched and list them on one sheet of paper. This report is called the trial balance. This is the moment of truth, the trial balance. We list our 4 accounts: cash, debit $700, furniture, debit $200, rent, debit $100, capital, credit $1,000. Now, we add up the columns. The debit column totals $1,000. The credit column totals $1,000. They match. Debits equal credits. We know that our arithmetic is correct. If these numbers didn't match, we would have to go back and find our mistake. But today, we are perfect. And that is the cycle, everyone. We record in the journal, we sort in the ledger, and we verify with the trial balance. Please don't just listen to me, practice this. There are problems below the video. Grab a pen and paper and solve them yourself to become a master. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video.